So, the boy Mugen has put out a video. Crunchyroll just committed a federal crime. No, really. So, I figured maybe we'll watch this, give or take, to see just exactly what Crunchyroll has done. Okay, let's have a look. All right, here we go.
Well, guys, it turns out that Crunchyroll has committed a federal crime.
Oh, no! Crunchyroll's committed a crime? What have they done? Did they murder someone in broad daylight? Did the Crunchyroll mascot come to life? Oh no, what's happened?
It's not something that they've done in just one instance. It's something that they've been doing for the last 5 years.
5?
We only found out about it very recently, though, on October 25th.
I did see this tweet. I remember seeing this tweet. I thought it was a joke. I genuinely thought it was a joke, right? So, I wonder how Mugen's gonna turn this tweet into a 15-minute video, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's listen.
When David Wald, a voice actor, tweeted that if he's been sent anything in the last 5 years in terms of fan art, fan letters, anything, then he has not received it because apparently Crunchyroll has been stealing all of it.
Oh.
This is in direct violation.
Yeah, you're not allowed to open mail that isn't addressed to you.
Of U.S. federal law, or more specifically, the U.S. Code 1702, obstruction of correspondence.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
This has gone absolutely viral. Everyone is talking about it if they're in the anime sphere in the West. And I feel like it's not only the perfect opportunity to raise more awareness on this disgusting behavior, but to also sit down with you and show you why Crunchyroll has been a terrible company for years now, and that this—
Wait, what have they done? Wait, what have they been doing? Oh no. So this isn't just about what they've done. Oh, this goes deeper. Oh, it's not just about them now. They've done other stuff? What could they possibly have done? What could they possibly have done? Okay, let's find out.
This only adds more to their shady, unpleasant history. Let's talk about it. So Crunchyroll, as it stands, is the biggest anime distributor / streamer in the West.
I remember when Crunchyroll was like far, far smaller. Like I feel like 10 years ago, it was far smaller and it felt like sketchy. Do you guys remember when Crunchyroll felt like a sketchy site to kind of use? And I can't, maybe I'm making this up, but I just remember people getting like sponsorships for Crunchyroll at the time and people being weird about it. I don't know if that was just me, but I just remember Crunchyroll feeling sketchy like a hot minute ago. But yeah.
So if you're outside of Asia, this is most likely the service that you're using for anime, unless you're a pirate. Some people, and even publications like the South China Morning Post, credit Crunchyroll for turning Japanese anime mainstream in the West.
True.
It's a very impressive company with its size in non-Asian countries and its catalog. But it wasn't always
I'll be real, I really only use Crunchyroll. If it's not on Crunchyroll, then I'll try to see if it's on Netflix. Not on Netflix, then, rip. I think like High Dive is another one that's getting kind of popular at the moment, but everyone thinks like there used to be Funimation. No, it used to be Crunchyroll or Funimation, and then I think Crunchyroll bought Funimation or whatever it was, but yeah.
Anime licensing sweetheart. In fact, at some point, Japanese license holders wanted to take the website down. You see, the website was founded in 2006, and back then it was a pirating website. Not a single thing on this page is legal.
Oh my god, this is what I mean! Oh my god! Yes, this is what I mean! Oh my god, this is exactly what I was referring to. I didn't realize it was a whole ass, like, pirate site. That's why... Yeah, I remember when it was like this. That's wild. Yeah, okay. Crazy.
It wasn't just about anime, it was about anything. Whether it be Asian drama, things related to video games. It was like YouTube, but for pirates, where anything could be uploaded. There were no limits.
But to be fair, back in those kind of days, even on like other sites and YouTube, maybe a little bit later on, people would still like illegally like upload episodes of things, but it'd be like episode 1, part 1 of 15, and it was like 5-minute long clips, and you had to go through like episode 1, part 2. Episode 1, part 3, and then you had to just go through all. That's how I watched the entirety of Elephant Lead, because it was all uploaded to YouTube in like 100 parts, and you had to watch like all. It was crazy.
Maybe adult videos. This is the exact website you would have seen in 2006. Bleach's 108th episode had just come out, and Naruto's
Crazy.
214th episode had just come out as well. It's a crazy time capsule. In 2008, they somehow convinced a venture capital firm by the name of Venrock, based out of Palo Alto, California, to invest $4 million into them.
That's
After
a
this,
lot
they
of money.
sought to become legal, a legitimate space to share anime content. On January 8th, 2009, they signed a deal with TV Tokyo to host episodes
That's crazy that they managed to go from illegal to legal and companies were willing to work with them. Like the people who gave them, the venture capitalists that gave them the money must have like had mad connections to let that happen. Because you don't realize how strict Japan is on like copyrighted piracy. So how on earth they managed to strike this deal? Who knows what kind of blood sacrifice they had to do that. That's crazy.
of Naruto Shippuden. Obviously, you can see how big of a deal that is. And immediately started to delete all the illegitimate content on its website that they don't hold rights to. They then continued to get more and more anime licensed from Japan for their Western audience. And you know what? They had a talent. They knew how to choose the animes that they licensed and then translated. Because of course, there's a lot of anime that gets made every single season. This is what made them different.
There's too many anime to count. I get drowned in the amount of anime that I haven't seen. People are like, have you seen this yet? Have you seen this yet? And I'm like, please! There's like 20 new like series a season, and there's like 2 seasons a year or something like that. Like crazy. No. I don't watch 50 anime a year. Maybe I'll watch 2. You know what I mean? Stop.
No one could really compete that much with them because anime wasn't really seen as a big deal until very recently. This is when Sony decided to create Funimation, a direct competitor of Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and it sucked. Funimation sucked mad balls, bro. I hated having to sub to Crunchyroll and then Funimation. And Funimation, the app wouldn't even work half the time. It wouldn't even work.
Back in 2017. Now, of course, seeing that it's Sony, they had one hell of a lineup of popular anime. But they didn't really know how to pick more underrated ones that the Western audience would enjoy. At least, not as well as Crunchyroll did. But honestly, who cares? You have an industry and you have multiple competitors all trying to do their own thing. That's very healthy. But unfortunately, that didn't last too long. In August of 2020, there were reports coming out that Sony actually wanted to buy Crunchyroll. Things were advancing. They had offered
I'm so glad that Crunchyroll is not owned by Sony. Holy.
$1.1 billion to buy it, but on March 24, 2021, as things were coming to a close, the United States Department of Justice extended its review of this because they thought that maybe, just maybe, this could become a monopoly of anime outside of East Asia. Somehow, okay, some way. I don't know who got bribed, who got threatened, but it got approved, and in August 2021, the deal was finalized. It was one of the biggest mistakes in the anime industry because this effectively meant that Sony had become the major monopoly when—
Wait, they did own Crunchyroll? I thought they didn't. I thought they didn't end up owning it. Oh, okay, wild.
When it comes to anime content outside of Asia. Seeing that Sony owned so many anime streaming websites, including Wakanim, which was in France, they decided to merge everything into Crunchyroll, really solidifying the idea that they're now a monopoly.
Oh god.
One of the main reasons why people hate Crunchyroll and of course Sony is—
Bro, but Funimation sucked balls though. No, but listen, can I say, maybe this is a hot take. I don't care that Funimation and Crunchyroll became one thing. I don't want to have 2 subscriptions to see like, oh, does this one have this season of the anime that I like, or is it this one? Like, no, I want it to be in one place. I don't care. Monopolize it. I don't care. Monopolize it. I literally, it's better for the consumer. I know competition is better in this space. I understand that. But in this day and age, when it comes down to how many subscriptions people have, I don't want to be paying 7. You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel about it.
Is due to this monopoly. I mean, look at this email that was sent to existing Funimation customers when the merger happened. The first few paragraphs are reassuring you that, hey, don't worry, your account info isn't going to change, your watch history, all your preferences, everything is staying. But then you read the final paragraph and it says this: as part of our transition to Crunchyroll, the price of your new Crunchyroll plan will increase from $55 a year.
Oh my god, $99 a year? Okay, that's whoa, that's a big leap. That's a big leap. Okay, $99 a year. But Netflix is still more expensive than that. Netflix is still far more expensive.
To $100 a year beginning January 28th, 2025. So yes, the price you were paying had effectively doubled overnight, and you couldn't do anything about it. What were you gonna do about it? Go to a different service? Oh wait, Sony owns everything and now it's under Crunchyroll. But even worse, and I think this is probably the worst part in all this, Funimation had something Crunchyroll didn't. Instead of having to pay for a subscription, you could just flat out buy the anime that you wanted digitally so you could watch it anytime. Cool. Well, Sony said, "F you and what you own. You don't actually own anything."
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, that's fucked up. Like, this is why we're living in this weird technological age where we don't own shit. For example, if you play games digital on Steam, what happens when something fucks up with Steam and you're not able to access or re-download all the games that you did have? Hundreds of dollars people have spent in their library is gone. Anything that's digital, you cannot be sure that you actually own. This is crazy. Imagine the people who have spent a shit ton of money on a digital copy that they should own. There needs to be a law about this. There needs to be some kind of law outlining that, hey, like, at what point do digital products become, like, you treat them in the same way as you do something physical? Because it just seems so dumb that this is a thing. Like, it's so, this is in my opinion, this is theft. I view this as theft. They pay for digital copies. Unless, like, there's some weird, like, small print text that was like, oh, you pay for digital copies, but only so long as this platform exists. You don't actually own them. You just own the right to view it whenever. As long as this platform is alive. That's probably what it says, right? It's just, you know, it's wild. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay.
This was the explanation.
Unless, like, they give an option to, like, you're allowed to buy it, and then you could download it permanently on your device as an actual file. Like, hey, you own this now. You know what I mean? But they won't do that because, again, piracy reasons.
Crunchyroll gave you when you inquired about your Funimation digital copies. They said, "We understand that you may have concerns about your digital copies from Funimation. Please note that Crunchyroll does not currently support Funimation digital copies, which means that access to previously available digital copies will not be supported. However, we are continuously working to enhance our content offerings and provide you with an exceptional anime streaming experience. We appreciate your understanding and encourage you to explore the extensive anime library available on Crunchyroll." So this was a very disgusting corporate speak way of saying that everything you own is now in the gutter, you will never be able to access it again. F you. I mean, Ubisoft said that gamers should get used to not owning their copies. Look at their stuff.
That's so bad. No, that's so bad. Like, there needs to be some kind of legislation in place against this, because we don't own shit anymore. Hey, guess what? It's not only, this doesn't only extend to digital, by the way. People rent forever now. People can't own houses anymore. People rent and lease off their cars. People don't buy cars anymore. Heck, like everything. So many things can be leased or rented these days. We're living in an age where we don't own shit. We do not own shit anymore, and it's sad. It's sad.
Stock price. You do not want to be like Ubisoft. This is what a monopoly actually looks like, and it's terrible. That's not the only thing, though. Look, anime is Japanese. It was created in Japan. Crunchyroll knows this, and they actually have a studio in Shibuya, Tokyo, to make original anime. At some point, though, they decided to use subscription money to create their own studio in Burbank, California, to make anime within the United States. As you can see from the rating, 1.6 out of 10, that was an utter disaster.
Big fail.
High Guardian Spice is the biggest piece of shit to come out of anime in the last 10 years. It was marketed as anime for diverse groups, most notably highlighting their LGBTQ+ representation. Well, you know you fucked up when even people in the LGBTQ+ hate this show to death. Like, no one likes this. This is terrible. When you become a monopoly, you become lazy and complacent. You stop taking risks, and you completely forget what made you great in the first place.
Like, this is just a waste of money. This whole production is a waste of everyone's money. Oh yeah, you know the reason why we doubled your streamer cost is so that we can make our own originals and have them suck balls. It's kind of like what Netflix does. They'll make originals that kind of suck ass too. So I don't think this is a Crunchyroll specific thing. I think this is just a platform specific thing that is trying to make their own originals to appeal to a wide demographic as possible, to kind of lure in new people. Exclusives. It's all it is. It's all about exclusives. And they might as well make their own rather than sign exclusive deals, it feels like.
This show is proof of that. Oh, and let's not forget that at the end of 2023, they had to settle a class action lawsuit with their own consumers because they violated the United States Video Privacy Protection Act.
Didn't people get free like subs for this or something like that?
By disclosing its subscribers' personally identifiable information to third-party companies like Facebook, Adobe, etc. Of course, it's a very large list. They initially tried to deny the claim, okay? They lied, but then settled anyway to avoid any uncertainties or expenses associated with continuing the case. So not only were they a monopoly, not only did they double the price of annual subscriptions and are offering nothing to show for it,
Yikes.
They were also selling their own users'
Bro,
data.
they're doing... I mean, when you have a site that was rooted in piracy, you know, it's kind of like... They're just a little guy. Crunchyroll's become one of the biggest streaming platforms, I feel like, and how they could do everything so wrong is crazy. It's like when they built up from their days of being a piracy site to now, there's been cracks that they've not filled in properly. That's kind of what it feels like. The big cracks that they have not filled in properly. I don't know. Who knows?
And by the way, the settlement was terrible. It was...
Pirating is not stealing, it's just a copy of someone else's work. I'm not in the headspace to go on a debate about this point. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth me having a debate about this point. Okay. Interesting POV you have there.
$30 per Crunchyroll user. Like, wow, thanks. My data probably cost more than that. But these 3 reasons I just gave you, I think, are enough for you to think, wow, this is a terrible, lazy monopoly that can do whatever it wants because no one can even compete. This brings us back to the crime that they committed against David Wald. Now look, David Wald is a seasoned voice actor. He's been in the industry for a long time. He doesn't
just saying. Bro, you're saying words. I'll be real. You are saying words. This is too. I'm not gonna get into this debate. I kind of disagree with you. I disagree with you. Piracy is stealing. It's not just making a copy. I heard it from someone. Okay, cool.
Dub anime, which is the act of voice acting English dialogue for something that isn't originally in English, but he also voice acted in games. Some of the biggest animes he's dubbed in were Attack on Titan.
It's not my words. Okay, so now you're backtracking. Piracy not stealing just a copy of someone else's work. Just saying. Oh, I heard it from someone else. Not my words. Okay, sure, buddy.
My Hero Academia, or even Vinland Saga.
Askeladd, the best Welsh anime character that exists.
That Crunchyroll would give a veteran voice actor like himself the respect he deserves. Well, no. It turns out Crunchyroll has been receiving packages meant for David and distributing them to staff instead without him knowing for 5 years. Look at this tweet as an example.
God.
He says, "Dear fellow workers at Crunchyroll, below is a photo of the complete contents of one of the packages addressed to me that was open and distributed to employees. If you ended up in possession of any of it, I would very much like it returned to me." And as you can see, there are many things here. I should mention, all of this is handmade, even though it looks like an official magazine. The character itself is Ainosuke Shindo, and this is someone that David voices in dub. And Harumi
Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Like, are they... Why? Like, what? Surely anyone knows that you shouldn't open someone else's mail.
Tweeted this, saying, "I remember when my friend put this together to send to you. It was a group effort. Everyone was so looking forward to you getting it. This is extremely heartbreaking." David replies and says, I promise you the situation will be rectified. We're just lucky you sent me a photo of the unique contents and the USPS tracking info. To which Harumi said, it was all their efforts in doing so. I really hope this gets resolved. I'm so sorry to hear about this. So imagine taking so much time to make a care package like this specifically for the person dubbing your favorite character in an anime and finding out so much later that no, it was just passed around employees and he never received it. I mean, imagine how David feels having...
Alright guys, can we leave the troll alone? Can we stop like talking back to the troll? Thank you. Alright, can we move on? Can we leave him alone? Can we ignore him? Thank you.
Something like this made specifically for him and not even receiving and not even being notified about it. It's insane. There was a quote tweet saying that all the employees should be fired for this, but David specified the employees are definitely not to blame.
Yeah, no, it's not
they
the
just
employees.
walked by the company freebies table and thought something looked cool. The management who elected to take this course of action, however, are another matter. If you work at a company that does a lot of collaborations, you'd understand this perfectly. The companies you work with will send you freebies all the time, and you take them. But someone else in higher management getting a package that says David Wald, choosing to open it and then distribute it to employees, that's something else entirely.
Yeah.
I've also seen some people say, well, why didn't he just put his home address? This is partly his fault. Well, think about it this way. If there was a crazy obsessed fan out there, wouldn't they just go to his house, knock on the door, and leave a package for him personally? What David
a lot of people have like a PO box that you could go send things to instead.
It is actually very common. If you're watching this video and work in an office, you probably do the same thing. Maybe you send your Amazon packages to your office, that way you receive them on the job. And with no one letting him know that there's a package that arrived at Crunchyroll, like how would he know? The only reason he knew about this was because the people who sent it gave him the tracking info. He saw it arrived and that he never received it. That's what's incredible here. So what the hell happens next? As you might have already guessed, stealing mail in the United States is a federal crime. I'd love to sit here and tell you that this is going to be the end of Crunchyroll, but the law itself is actually pretty damn vague. According to Legal Mindset, who is a lawyer on YouTube that I like to reference sometimes whenever there are legal problems, this line right here that says, before it has been delivered to the person to whom it was directed is the problem. So the law itself says, oh yeah, if you tamper with something before it's delivered to the person, you're in trouble. But what is the person? It says the person to whom it was directed. Well, technically the package says David, sure, but the address is Crunchyroll HQ.
Oh, that's some bullshit. That's some like BS like workaround. It was delivered to like, ooh, that's some like weird gray area. Hi, Jam.
When the judge looks at this, they will actually side with Crunchyroll, unfortunately, because technically the package arrived at the right address. Whether someone else opened it or tampered with it doesn't really matter. You're not the only one to think that this sucks, but unfortunately that's the legal reality.
That's not how I read this. Before it's been delivered to the person to whom it was directed. Delivered to the person, but it doesn't say anything here about the location. It says the person to whom it was directed. In what anywhere here does it mean place? I feel this is just unclear. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I still don't get how, because it was sent to the Crunchyroll address, that it mattered. It says the person. Crunchyroll, from what I remember, Crunchyroll is not a person, right? I don't know. So I could open letter to people I live with? Right, exactly.
I hope that the higher up manager though suffers direct consequences, because this is disgusting and we have to ask this question. How many other voice actors are going through the same thing without even knowing? This is why we need a statement from Crunchyroll ASAP. Crunchyroll has been in absolute silence. Everyone has been replying to their tweets asking for answers, and they only gave one on the 27th of October, 2 days after David Wald's tweet. A Crunchyroll spokesperson told Anime News Network that it's investigating the situation. Here's the full statement. Anime fans have a special connection with dub voice talent, and that emotional expression is important in fueling more love of anime content. We are currently investigating the matter regarding the allegation of undelivered fan mail to a voice actor. We respect the privacy of all our voice actors.
We respect the privacy of all our voice actors. Sure, that's why you open their mail, huh?
And do not intentionally open mail or packages not intended for Crunchyroll. Any fan mail should be sent directly to talent and their management. That last sentence in particular is pretty damn dirty. Like, yeah, sure, okay, you can say that, but you could have also called David 5 years ago or just sent him an email 5 years ago when the first package came and told him, hey, your fan mail shouldn't be coming to us, it should come to you. But no, True. They should just be like, yo, you know what? This has happened. How do we fix it? How do we send it to you? Or like, how do we get it to you in the future?
You know what I mean? Like, yep. But, you know, but it's also, I don't doubt that Crunchyroll probably receives a number of, like, people sending mail to them. They probably just make a statement like, hey, if you send mail to us here, we can't do anything about it. I don't know. They should make some kind of statement outlining the process of how to send mail to their VAs.
Instead, you chose to open it for 5 years, distribute it for 5 years, and only now are caught because he had a tracking number from a specific fan. So again, Crunchyroll is yet in another controversy, and they come out extremely unlikable, as if it's effortless for them. Of course, David's allegations don't end here. He says in a tweet shortly after revealing that his mail's been stolen, saying, "Me thinking, geez, it's a good thing I didn't tell them about the gay discrimination, or the medical discrimination, or the union busting, or the continuous culture of fear, or the hostile workplace environment."
Oh God. Bro decided to open the floodgates. He decided to go to war with this tweet. Bro's just opened a whole can of worms. What?
Or 3 dots. Additionally, another voice actress by the name of Alexis Tipton replied to his tweet saying, "Oh my god, what the f***," adding this to the fact that they constantly give out free merch to the employees and voice actors aren't allowed to participate. We also no longer get free copies of our own work. We don't even get invited to Christmas parties. We are just a product. Look, there's a big worry already within the voice acting community that AI is going to come in and steal all their jobs. The fact that Crunchyroll treats their voice actors like complete, utter, disposable trash on the street.
I mean, I feel like I need to hear some actual anecdotal evidence from this, right? I feel like I need to hear someone's experience about this before I could... Sorry, excuse me. I feel like I need to hear someone's actual anecdotal experience's story about this before I can pass some kind of judgment. But I don't doubt it, do you know what I mean? I don't doubt that those kind of things happened, but I would love to hear from someone kind of, you know, exposing everything. But I guess if a voice actor did that, they know that their career is in jeopardy. So I could totally understand why they wouldn't want to engage with this kind of dialogue. But that's really sad. Yeah, that's sad.
Tells me that they're probably already looking into AI technology to not have to hire voice actors ever again. Monopolies suck, and I hope that Crunchyroll gets...
Strong allegations? Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I don't doubt the allegations. I would just like to hear someone actually tell their story or share an experience. I feel by sharing an experience, it makes your allegation more compelling, more believable, right?
Gets what's coming to them. I also hope that David can get all of his stuff back, but unfortunately the idea of a lawsuit doesn't really seem very viable, or at least that's what legal experts say. Guys, stay safe out there, and if you have any important mail coming your way, do not list your company as the address, just send it straight to your door instead. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. I love you. Mwah.
This was a great video by Mujin. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you like this, remember to give this video a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think. And I go live almost every single day on Twitch, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. EST. I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks, you all. Peace.